Hello, heroes and villains. Welcome to Multiverse. So today we are going to give a whole bunch of codes to a whole bunch of people, and we're here with our friend Mr. The Evil Nix, the Black Mask, and our friend Shallow Lady, Shattered Shadow. Hello, guys.
Hi,
You keep calling me evil, yet I'm clearly a
you're a
hero
hero.
alongside you.
Yeah.
Black Mask is an evil guy. I'm sorry. You've made your bed a long time ago.
That's
And I
true.
mean, if we're going to go with what color your heart is, it's probably accurate.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I am Multi's antagonist, absolutely.
I thought it was the Obsidian Chill. I'm all confused now.
No, you
Doesn't
can't argue with
Obsidian
me.
Chill play a hero?
Doesn't matter. He's the reverse multiverse or something like that.
But but,
Anti-multiverse.
but anyways,
Single
welcome everybody.
verse?
Sorry, we're starting a bit late. We had some audio issues which we had to try to fix, and it seems to be working fine. Hopefully, the audio won't crash on us while we play, or the game won't crash on us while we play. We'll see. Actually, we're not going to really to be playing today. We're just going to chat, talk about life, the universe, and maybe the next upcoming DLC. We didn't get Nick's impressions about that, or even about Batman Day for that matters. There might be Johnny joining us a little bit later. We'll see how it works out. And we will have a whole bunch of codes to give out today. I was also able to get the devs decided to give me even some more extra codes. So we will give out some codes today, but we'll give out also some codes on Tuesday. Probably around 6 or 7. I'm not sure. We have this stream to decide. Will it be Tuesday at 6, Tuesday at 7? I'm trying to a few different time slots to see if maybe some time slots will work better for most of you guys. But obviously, at the end of the day, I'm going to try to maybe have different time slots throughout the week, so that if some of you guys like if we make live at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there's some people that still might be at school at that time. There's some people who maybe cannot on that day for whatever reasons. So we'll try to have different days and different time slots because also of the time zone. Like here, we're lucky we have our friend the Shadow Lady. Who like it's like 3 a.m. for her where she is, and she did the extra effort to get up just to be with us. So that's much appreciated.
Oh, my
My
pleasure. I
God,
just straight up avoided sleep.
Oh, that
3
happens.
a.m. No way, I'd be out like a lion.
Oh, 2 a.m. at the moment, but we'll get there.
Oh, good grief. You're
So
bold.
in a nutshell, we'll do what we did the previous live stream where we did giveaways. While our friend Nix and Shadow Lady will try to entertain you guys. Shadow Lady will take a look at the chat and try to answer people in the chat. And while they do that, I'll end out some codes straight in the chat. And for those wondering, when you do get a code, you have to go to the marketplace, then you have to go to the redeem tab, and then you have to enter the code. Sadly, these are single individual codes. So once one person uses the code is no longer valid. That's why we're giving a lot of codes, hoping that you will be able to grab at least one of the codes that is not taken by someone else. I know it's a bit of a mess giving the codes like that. Sadly, it's the less bad option we have right now. Unless they would give us a code someday that is one code for everyone, this is how we have to do it right now.
Interesting. Yes, it seems like you are absolutely full of codes. Codes within codes
His
within
basket
codes.
overflows.
He has so many, and then like he has these other days that he has more codes that he wants to hand out. So it seems like it's an endless supply.
It's
Uh,
code
while
morphing time.
multi, while multi's working away on some of those introduction codes and stuff like that, Shattered, I actually have not participated in any of the Batman stuff. What is this event? Can you explain it a little bit?
Oh, you're asking probably the wrong person. I've played a little
Okay.
bit, so
J-
it
just
resets every.
just a second
You go.
before we get started, just say a little hi to King Flamingo just joined us, Robert Carter, Fabio Cesarini, Johnny Harris, Ender, Osveri. I'm sorry, I'm probably messing that up. Bad Vengeance is here. The Chosen, Adam Green. Hello, Adam Green, and of course the Evil Nix, the Black Mask, or Mark Christian Parolade. Hello, Mark Christian. Fabio. Oh, we said Fabio already. So enough interruption. Go ahead, Shadow Lady.
I'm probably not going to know enough information, but I can tell you what I do know, which is that it resets with different Batman episodes for a solo or a duo, then an alert, then a raid, and you're supposed to complete those. You will get a reward box that has something Batman related in it, 2 items that you can choose from. And I believe at the end of completing them all, you can get currency very, very slowly, which is I think it's Batman coin or Batman token. I can't remember what it's called.
It's
But
a
I can look it up.
Batman Day 2024 coins.
Coin, yeah. So, and then you can go to the Catwoman vendor here in House of Legends and purchase more of the crates that have 2 Batman related items inside, or save up and get yourself the massively pointed cowl.
Okay.
Which costs, I think, 100.
Within the boxes, I've seen a few videos. It seems like it's just an absolute random amount of things that are Batman-ish related. Like, are there
Christmas items and
space
things
items,
too.
Christmas items,
Yep.
okay, all that kind of
Styles, everything. Anything Batman
Wow.
basically is in there.
Wow, interesting.
But nothing new. Everything is just stuff that's in the game already. So I wish there was some new things, I will say, but maybe I'm just hoping for too much.
There could be maybe some expensive collections or something like that. That could be very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
I haven't got anything great yet, but I'm also not playing through it quite as much as I do other things, because there's nothing new in it for me, and I need a little break from DC every now and then.
There's some collections from the time capsules, like for the Bat-2C dance. I saw some of the collections for that. So they're literally grabbing Batman stuff from all over the place, whether it's paid time capsule or seasonal stuff. The only thing I didn't see is the yellow oval Batman emblem. As far as I can tell, that doesn't seem to be included.
That would have been nice, though.
And the one new thing we have this year technically is the new Batman call. That seems to be the only, like you were mentioning, it's pretty much all reused assets except for the one call.
Yeah, which is really handy if you'd like to poke someone's eyes out.
Of course.
Are you not someone who tends to play through everything, Nix? I know you used to.
I genuinely do. It's the start of the school year for me, so I've been very busy with my students, so I haven't had a chance to really log on to do much. But once things start to slow down, and that I'll be able to be on here weekly a little bit better. But for right now, yeah, I'm a little out of the loop. So it seems like, from what you were saying there, the various things that you can queue up to, they change daily, right?
Yes.
So it's a weekly thing?
No, daily, every day it changes, which is a mixed blessing because like yesterday I didn't have much time to play, so I was barely able to play the duo, and I didn't have the time to play the 4-player or the 8-player mission. So it's a bit challenging to be able to play everything every day, but it's nice to have it gives us older missions in some cases that I know in my case there's some missions that I hadn't played a long time. So it's a good thing for that. It did allow us to be able to play some missions that normally we can't really play because no one is playing those missions anymore. The one drawback, though, that I could not help but think of is that when you play some of the older missions, you can see how the game used to be, how the missions used to be, and then it contrasts with how the missions are today. And I have to admit, I kind of miss how they used to be. We used to have some bigger missions, sometimes with more bosses, more. So it's a mixed blessing. It's nice to be able to go back and play those older missions again, but it kind of contrasts versus what we do get, what we've been getting for a couple of years now. I don't know what you guys think about that.
I agree with you. Okay. No, I agree. Playing the older missions, even at missions that were on the game before I started playing those ones, I enjoy them much more. There's a lot more to them, I feel.
Question about the raids. So I know that the other ones are, you could probably just keep doing them over and over again, and I imagine you would still keep getting loot, question mark. Maybe I'm wrong on that. The raids, is that the same deal? Because, like, I think what I tried to do is I made sure I logged on yesterday very late at night just to see some things, just to get in a bit of a bird's eye view, even though I've asked you guys questions already.
Yeah, you can play them over and over. But you still get the loot. What you do not get is the Batman War boxes. Those are only one per day.
Okay, that's not bad. Because I mean, like yesterday was Gotham Zoo, so I mean, at least you can also maybe get the henchman.
Yes.
Yesterday
was if people needed the henchman, yesterday was a good day to try to farm for those. Obviously, random is random. You could farm and still not get those. What can you do? Before we continue,
Yes.
let's say hi to Iconic Simulation who joined us. The Chosen has joined us. JLA member. And I think that's it for now. Oh, Matthew Barto. Skex Zor. Sorry, I probably messed it up. So continue, guys.
So the cowl piece that you earn, is it? Did you say it was 100 currency?
Yeah,
How
Yeah,
much do you get?
100.
How
Yeah,
much? How much do you get per instance? I
you
guess is my
don't. You
question.
get 10 per
two.
day.
Wasn't it? If, oh, there you go. You know.
There's only one. There's only one mission that gives a currency, and in order to
Oh,
complete that one mission, you have to play one of the daily Batman Day mission. So there's three daily
okay.
Batman Day mission. So you could simply like play just a duo, and then you would get your 10 currencies, and you're done for the day. But if you want to, you can then
Okay.
play the alert and the raid to get some extra Batman boxes. But for the currency, you only need to play one of the three missions, and you will get the 10 currency, and that's the maximum you can get per day, unless obviously you buy some from a marketplace.
Oh, you can
I
buy
don't know
this
why. I
currency
really
off
thought
the
it was a drop of two
marketplace.
every day. Clearly, I've lost it. Yeah, you could get it from Marketplace.
That's interesting. In case you miss any of the days, I suppose. Is there a time
Yeah,
limit?
and
Like
also not
when is?
surprising. It's money.
Of course. When does this go away? Like when is the event? When is the event concluded? Is there an end
September
time?
23rd.
Oh, that's
It's
coming
only
up
it's only two
pretty quick.
weeks.
Not long.
Hmm.
So there's a bit
That's
of
not long at
FOMO, I
all.
guess, involved this time.
I'm
Hmm.
hoping everyone who wants the cowl gets the cowl because a lot of people were wanting it, I believe.
Yes, of course. Yes, it's a very unique cowl that has been played around in some media forms for some time now. So I imagine there's a lot of people who would want to have a vampire-like Batman or something along those lines. So
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
it is
absolutely.
it is the Kelly Jones call from the comics. It could happen sometime that I say Joe Kelly. Not sure why I mixed them up. Not even close to being the same, but anyway. So it's the Kelly Jones call that basically comes straight from the comics. So if you wanted to recreate that version of Batman, now you have the perfect call to do that. I guess we're gonna need a bigger cape in order to be able to do that.
There's a couple
um,
that might do.
Well, the Knights of Vengeance works well enough, and there's a trick with the materials that could be used with some of the like the newest cloak. I'll have to make a video about that soon, maybe later this week.
Sweet.
are there any feats involved within this event?
If there's feats, I didn't notice. I didn't really look it up, but I don't think so because I've played the missions, didn't see any feats. I got the call, didn't get any feats, so I don't
It'd
think
be
there
under
are.
event, right? There's no new listing for Batman Day or
Yeah,
anything. So if
yeah,
there
that's
are
it.
feats, I don't know where they'd be.
It doesn't seem to be listed in the feat list, but
Yeah.
there's feats in the roundabout ways. Like let's say there's one of the order alert, older raid that you're playing, and somehow you never got the feats for those. Then yeah, you could get feats that way.
Yeah, but not
That
Batman relevant ones.
That's rather handy, actually, because you could work with your alliance and say, okay, these are the three that are up for today. These are the missions that are up for the Batman Day today. If does anybody need any feats from these areas, and then you can work together and get that kind of stuff done. So that's great, actually. I kind of like
Yeah.
that.
So
We've got
And
the Chosen in the chat has asked, is there any news on episode 48 yet, Multiverse?
not so far. The best guess I can think of is we'll probably get it September 24th, right after Batman Day, or unless they give it. We're supposed to get it in September. So either we get it the 24th after Batman Day, then afterwards it'll probably be September 30th, which will bring us to the Halloween seasonal. So my guess would be September 24th, but it's just an educated guess. I don't really know. Your guess is as good as mine, I suppose.
I really
the
hope it doesn't
two,
come at the same time as Halloween because Halloween is my favorite. I don't want to play that more than I want to play the new episode.
Well, there will be
why?
some overlap. That's for sure.
Oh yeah,
I,
but just don't start at the same time. Hopefully.
Yeah, see, that was kind of the problem as to what they did to avoid. I think it was the homecoming seasonal, right? They knew
Yeah.
that it normally happens in September, but because they knew that this new episode was coming, that they were like, okay, let's
Yeah.
push this in August so that people have something to do in August. And now we're faced with this same kind of issue where here it is, we have ourselves a DLC coming late September, and we have a seasonal. It's right next month, and it should be a full month. I mean, That's just the way that particular seasonal works. So I don't think they're solving their problem here because they're just running into another issue.
Well, they seem
Yeah,
to
I agree with
try.
that.
They seem to try to recreate the pattern they had with Star Trek Online. For those who do not know, a bunch of the new devs come straight from Star Trek Online. And from what I understand, with Star Trek Online, they had one event after the other. So when one event would end, there was another one that would start, and they will always have event after event after event. That seems to be the pattern they're trying to recreate, which is, as you mentioned, probably why they moved the Homecoming seasonal for August, because we didn't really have anything for August. In September, we already had Batman Day that was in the works, and of course the new DLC coming up. So yeah, that's probably why they did move Homecoming to August. So in October, obviously, we'll get the Halloween seasonal. Although, from what I understand, also October we should get Wonder Woman Day. I thought Wonder Woman Day was in November, but some people were saying that it's going to be in October. I guess we'll have to wait and see for that. Unless you guys heard anything that I don't know about.
As if I'd hear anything before you hear something. Nix might
Yeah,
though, I don't know.
yeah, aren't you a dev multiverse?
Of course,
Yeah, yeah.
secretly in disguise.
Secretly in disguise. The
Like, you
multiverse.
say enough bad things about the devs that I would never believe that.
Cheddar, I see that you had at least one video. I'm not sure if you have multiple videos of the new episode from the test server.
Yeah, I
The
do.
kind of what's the kind of thing that stood out to you, and then I'll tell you what I've been experiencing.
Well,
Well,
let's. Oh, go ahead.
sorry.
That's okay.
Oh,
I'll be busy while you talk.
okay. um,
Wow.
I was late to the test server because, I mean, I talk a lot. He's got a fair point. But I was late to the test server because I only just recently gained access to it. I previously didn't have a PC that I could play it on. So I was not able to play through the alert or the raid because everyone had got past that point by the time I was on. So I did open world and I did the solo. In the open world, I found the convoy mission that's a weekly to be a little irritating in that I could do it just fine, but I think once it hits live, the fact that the convoys come out so, I don't know, far apart from one another and slowly, I think it's going to make it really difficult for people to be able to complete it. So I'm kind of hoping they speed that up or maybe dual locate it, because I think even if people are across multiple phases, it's going to be a tricky one for people to get, especially if some people are going into the episode not fully leveled, and those people who are fully leveled can knock them out really quick before anyone else can get their damage output done. They're going to have people who aren't being able to complete that mission or are going to have to wait till everyone else is done before they can. I wasn't able to do the boss because no one else was on. My character just wasn't there to be able to solo it. But I will say I really enjoyed the solo load-in. I thought that was fun. I liked the storyline. I liked the gameplay of it. I am the kind of person who tries not to look anything up before I play it, so I went in blind and learned everything I needed to from the actual episode and what the game told me. The solo was easy enough to understand for everything. There was like I hesitate to call it a puzzle, but where the floor pieces light up and you have to stand on the correct color in order, which it was nice to do something other than just attacking, but it was a little bit simple. Other than that, I don't think I have many other critiques except that I wish the aberrant wasn't in there as a style and it was something new, but I don't know if that's going to change or stay the same.
Right. Yeah, with the solo, the little Simon Says thing, it will get old very quickly.
Yeah.
But thankfully,
Yeah.
we have a head augment update to that allows it to not only be the 4 rounds, it's only 2 rounds or something like that. But I still think eventually people will skip the solo just entirely.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's going to be a bit irritating to say the least. Did you find that the cutscenes were a bit janky at times, not working as intended?
The one where Harley is talking was very janky. Like, she sits up at one point, and like I noticed a couple of little things, but at one point she sits up and her stomach disappears in my video. You can see it just go away. So they weren't very good.
No.
But I'm hoping by the time they get to live, those sorts of things improve.
Right. Yes, I would imagine that's the whole purpose of test server, right? Just because you want to throw your content out there, and then the kind of editing that you can do later, like in cutscenes, that's small in comparison to the actual gameplay that you're trying to make sure that you can get through the next room. Because if you can't even do that, then obviously that's a problem. So that has to be fixed immediately. What did you think about that artifact? Because I think that's going to be an amazing AOE artifact for anybody who's out there who is an AOE individual. Because I think
That's the
gonna
next
be
thing I was actually going to look at. I haven't even had a brief look, and I've avoided everyone's videos on it so I can go in it blind and like I do. So I don't know.
But before we get started about the artifact, just to mention the codes that we're giving, it is for the Future Crusader style. I did a boo-boo. I did not equip the style before the stream. But anyway, so the code is for the Future Crusader style, but also you get 5 Proto Bank Bots and 5 Radar Enhancers. So this is what the codes will give you. Yes, if you try the code and it doesn't work, it's because someone else already grabbed it before you. Sadly, it is a case of first come, first serves. So the codes should work on all the platforms, on all the servers. It's just a matter of you have to grab it first before someone else grabs it. And so if you don't have the future, obviously if you have the future Crusader style, you probably don't care so much about the code. Although you still get 5 proto bank bots and and 5 radar enhancers. So these alone kind of makes it worth it. But you also get the Batman, the Future Crusader style, which is the Future Batman style.
Which is nice because then if you don't need it on your main or on the character that you're on, they're account bound, right? So like you can give them to another
alternate
character
characters
that could benefit from that.
Yeah.
And they're a feat. So I mean, that sounds great to me. If I have an alt and still needed it, yeah, for sure. What else do I want to talk about? The open world.
Just a minute. On console, you can type the codes as well. Let me show you. If you go to your marketplace, if you go to the redeem claim, you can type in codes into where there's enter a code. So when you click on the area, normally you should have the little keyboard that appears on your screen, and then you can type in the code. I understand that it's probably long and clunky, and odds are someone with a keyboard will be able to do it much faster than you do, but you can still do it. But yeah, it'll probably
if you have the app. If you have the app that links to your Xbox or the one that can go to your PS, you can type it in a bit quicker to try and keep up with the PC players. Every time I'm doing something with codes, that's what I use. Mind you, I haven't recently because usually I'm on when they're happening. But yeah, if you have the app on your phone, it's really quick to be able to type them in because you can use your phone keyboard.
Really? That's an advantage.
Yeah.
I think that's more of an advantage than what the PC players have, in my opinion.
I didn't know about that either.
I
don't know. Phone is one finger. PC is multiple fingers.
Yeah.
That sounded wrong.
We'll never repeat it again.
And we'll leave it. And we'll leave that conversation exactly the way you left it.
Thank you.
The open world for the new DLC, I don't particularly like how the dailies are spread around.
Yeah.
Where you have to collect them. I don't like that either.
Yeah, like, I prefer my dailies to all be together. I don't really know why they did that other than trying to separate people so that at least it doesn't add to, like, giant crowds of people surrounding the daily people. But I found that's never been a big issue when it comes to DLCs. I don't really know why they did this.
Maybe for immersion.
Did that,
to try to make it look like a lived-in world where characters are spread all over the place as opposed to all being stuck in one place. That they're trying something different. They don't realize that there's a reason why from DLC to DLC all the NPCs were stuck together. It's because it's more convenient that way than trying to spread the players all over the place. Especially considering that there's no clear indication where the NPCs are. So unless you actually click on the mission and activate the quest tracker, you don't. Sometimes you'll be surprised. You'll fly around and there's a quest giver right there, and then you'll go see him. But the way it's done, it wasn't very clear, and it was obvious from the get go that people would complain about that, and that people did complain about that already.
It's not the first time they've done it either. They did it originally for the death metal world. They had a couple of ones on a rooftop that you needed to collect.
Yes.
And they quickly changed it. I think it was within 2 days or something because people complained about that too. I don't know why they're doing it again.
But here they don't seem to be in the process of changing it. It seems that that's what they did, and that's what we'll be stuck with.
Do you think it could? Do you think it relates to anything of we don't explore enough within our environment? Like, when it comes to this current DLC, how many people can honestly say they've gone southeast? Probably not many. Honestly, why? Because there's nothing to do over there. I mean, there's some briefings and collections and stuff like that. So if you need that, if you're that kind of a hunter, then you are looking for those things, said things. But
once you've done it,
dailies,
you never
don't
do
need
it
to.
again.
Exactly. You don't need to do it ever again. So maybe
Yeah.
this is their way of trying to say, hey, please appreciate our open world that we have. Like venture out a bit more and see what the open world has to offer. But I think it's going to
See,
annoy
but I
people.
wish there was a more linear way to find them. I think it's something I said in my video too, is that I have to go around in the world to find them randomly rather than having someone direct me, hey, go and speak to such and such, go speak to such and such, and then I'm guided into that area and can find them. And I think not telling me to go there means there's the chance I'm going to miss it because I don't know it's there, and I don't go looking because I get my other stuff completed elsewhere. I don't think that would personally happen to me, but I think it could potentially happen to some people.
Well, the thing is, we don't know what they're planning down the line. So it could be
Yeah.
that they're planning to put in a new boss in there at some point, someday. We don't know. It's all a matter of, it depends on what they're planning to do. So it's kind of hard to judge. Yeah, it could seem like foolish that they left that old big spot empty. Maybe they have big plans for that spot at some point. Although who knows? Maybe their big plans. Maybe they'll hit a wall and they won't be able to execute their big plans. We'll never know. Maybe 20 years on the line, when one of the devs writes his memoir and talks about the behind the scene of DCUO, maybe we'll learn that there was supposed to be something in that corner and they weren't able to do it. Sadly, the devs aren't talking, and we'll find out if they do have some boss some there over there someday. Then we'll find out, but otherwise we'll never know because they're
See,
sadly they're not telling us anything. And even the people on the creator league, they don't tell us much more than you guys, which is sad. But
No, they
that's how
just
it
give
is.
you awesome codes to hand
I'm
out.
here. I'm
Well,
here. Don't worry.
oh, Johnny's here. Never fear, Johnny's
Hi,
here.
Johnny.
Yeah. I don't hear Nick's though.
Because I haven't started talking.
Oh,
Because you scared the crap out of me because as soon as you came in, it was a giant stereo sound. But hey, how's it going, Johnny?
bonjour. Ça va bien.
Back to the additional bosses that they could be throwing into DLCs. I actually think they need to be doing that as devs. Like, let's put our new random boss put into older DLC content that could be up to the standards of today's DLC. Like, let's go revisit Atlantis, but then give us a new boss to go along with it. And then
Force us to go back and play the other content. I would so do that.
Me, by the way.
Yes. You would want to revisit all that stuff, right? So
Yeah.
I kind of wish they would do that. Kind of going off of what Malty was saying there.
Well, I guess
Me too.
Open world.
I guess
What did
that's
you find
kind.
with the open world?
I guess that's kind of what they tried to do with like the new collections they gave us for some of the auras that would spread all over the game. I guess that's what they're trying to do with that. Uno, will they do that with bosses eventually? It's hard to tell.
That's more of an introduction to the older bosses that we've already done. I mean, like, give us something new to do in that content, as
Sure.
well as something allowing us to revisit those older stuff. Like,
Yeah, but
like, let's say, what if they took a raid? Let's say DWF, right? We have that Dark Side's War Factory, and they added an additional boss. That would make you want to replay it. There's maybe new feats that are evolving in with it, and you're not reinventing the wheel.
just
I've got to
let's
say,
take
adding
a
feats would make me play it again.
let's take a minute to address something that's mentioned in the chat. Dang Daniel is asking DCUO, dude, tell DCUO to add crossplay. It's not gonna happen. The reasons for that are like it's going to happen between, let's say, like they did merge at some point the Xbox from EU and Xbox from US. Yeah, they could merge those easily enough. But when it comes to merging Xbox and PlayStation, that's not going to happen for a whole bunch of reasons. But in a nutshell, they PlayStation charges a fee for that. So basically, they don't want to pay the fee that PlayStation charges. And from what I understand, also, not only do PlayStation charge a fee for that, but they charge a fee for every update that you make. So it's probably cost more than what it's worth for the devs. Already, even if it was free, I'm not sure the devs would actually do it. And seeing how they actually have to pay for it on the PlayStation side, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's just one of those things that people have asked for, but it's just not a capable possibility. I mean, when it comes to, I guess, your closest retrospective crossplay, like being able to do villains or heroes, at least the devs did indeed address it, saying that they are looking into something like that. But that was a long time ago now. That was about like my return when I came back into the game. So that's well over a year ago now. So if there was any plans and they were trying to actually move on it, they've either hit a wall and they can't do it, or they just simply don't want to. So yeah, I think that new DLC, that open world, looks really cool. It's actually one of my favorite features within that DLC because you get that feeling of you're actually in a new DLC, you're in a new area, rather than
I know someone actually had to point out to me that it was Flashpoint, and I had no idea.
It looks creepy, lava-like, fire-like, destroyed-like, just because of my character and all the things that I like. So I'm all for the open world map.
Same.
Although I think the boss, the raid needs a little bit of work because I
haven't seen it yet, so I just specifically tried not looking at that stuff so that way I don't get spoiled.
I've played it. I mean, it just seems very basic. I don't know. I think they need to have another look at it and maybe try to make some adjustments. I don't really like how the fact of you avoid dark side by going behind a wall. It seems dumb. Honestly, I don't know. Like, you'll have to see it for yourself when you get a chance to play it. It seems very unrealistic, right? But
yeah.
But yeah.
I don't hear Shadow. Does she have her mic on?
Yes, she does.
Oh, he can't hear me.
You may have to leave the chat.
That happened to Multi at the start too.
Okay.
No worries, not a big deal. It's just when Multi did it, he DC'd. So let's see what happens.
Let's hope that doesn't happen.
All right.
There he is.
Multi, did you say something?
Something.
Shadow,
can you hear me now? Yeah? No?
I don't hear
her.
Maybe you're
poor guy's probably heartbroken.
Maybe you're gonna have to log out and log back in.
Take her off mute there, Johnny. Aobard Thon was asking in the chat, when does the new DLC officially drop? Question mark. Is it this month? Question mark. It should be this month, but we don't know the exact date, but we can make an assumption.
My guess would be September 24th, but the truth is we don't really know.
What's busted right now in the DLC? Like, what doesn't seem to be working properly?
The artifacts, last I checked, the cooldown for the artifacts is, it should be 4 seconds, it's 8 seconds. That's the most obvious bug I could see. But there's a few other issues from what I understand.
I wish I was an AoE player, because I would be doing a backflip for this artifact, because you're going to do so much damage.
Well, cosplay player who have a dark side character will do 2 backflips.
Although the voice acting is really bad.
Oh yeah.
What happened with the voice acting? Did they get different actors this time? Because most of them don't sound like themselves.
If you remember during COVID times, they were very limited on who they could get for voice acting and that kind of stuff, right? Well, at that same time, that's how far back this DLC is, technically, when it comes to the acting behind those individuals.
Alright, Shadow, say something.
Hello.
There you go, I can hear you. Multi, say something.
Something?
Next.
You're a bit loud, though.
I need to adjust your volume.
Yes. Say something, Johnny.
Right. I can hear everybody. I need somebody to invite me to the group so I can phase.
Oh my god, he's so loud.
He's really loud. I'm turning him down.
Yes, he
I hope you guys who are watching this video aren't
firmly grasp it.
But yes, I'll invite you. I don't know why though.
Are you the condiment king?
Yeah, he's the condiment king.
Hell of a
I
name.
am.
Oh, wow, you were so loud.
It's not better than some of the names that I got, but that's pretty good nonetheless.
Do you like my league name?
Let's try and catch him.
Yep.
Where is it? I can't see.
You don't. I was gonna say it's right under. It's right, unless you have that feature off.
Oh, there we go. Mustard and ketchup.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
It's because it was overlapping with other people's text.
As someone who has a dark side character, I'm so glad I don't have to use blue heat vision anymore.
See, I told you. People who have dark side characters are doing the happy dance right now, and they won't care if the cooldown is 4 seconds or 8 seconds. They won't care if it's a AOE as opposed to single target. They'll just be happy to have an official Omega Beam for their dark side characters.
Fair enough, Eobard. Fair enough. I'm with you, buddy. It'll be a bit of a relief for those dark side like players.
No, Correx.
Frankly, I
All
like
the
it for my
codes.
fire character too.
All the codes are Future Crusader Correx. Correx Spade was asking that. Continue.
I don't want.
I'm just wondering where else I can take our conversations here.
Where is he? Well, you did not talk.
Shinoda.
Oh, who is that?
Sorry, it just I was trying to load up the video and the ad came on.
Oh, okay.
I can hear myself echoing through someone else's sound.
Yes.
That's probably Johnny.
Maybe me.
Oh yeah.
Maybe me. Just
Yep.
turn me down.
The Condiment King.
Go ahead, Multi. What were you saying there?
Just a minute. N2HP asks, what are these codes? Once more, it's for the Future Crusader style. You also get 5 Proto Bang Bots and 5 R&D radar enhancers.
Do you think we're going to get a full-fledged Wonder Woman Day 2024 to be like this kind of a layout?
Yeah, that seems to be their new pattern for the Superman Day, Batman Day, Wonder Woman Day. That seems to be the new pattern they're doing for like a week or two. We'll get a whole bunch of various missions. I'm hoping that they'll bring back Flash Weeks. Flash Week. We used to have Flash Week in February, which I thought was a nice little bit to have in the middle of winter. And hopefully they'll bring it back in a similar format. But for right now, they seem to have decided to do it for Superman Day, Batman Day, and Wonder Woman Day. Obviously, depending on how it works, maybe it was great and they're going to do it again. Maybe the devs don't like so much how it worked and they'll change it again. We don't know. But at this point, I would expect Wonder Woman Day to be in a similar format to what we got here with Batman Day, or it's not unlike also what we got for Superman Day a few months ago. But I could
That'll
be
be
wrong.
sweet, and I'll be dressing like Wonder Woman. As in my character. I won't dress like Wonder Woman because I need to wear a hoodie. But you know.
See, this is what I believe this is what the codes are really meant for. You see people in the comment section that are literally saying, thank you for the 50-point feat. Thank you for the style that I wanted for a while. That's the reason why I think these codes are worth it. Johnny, what are you doing?
Oh, my bad.
I haven't been on DC for this long, and you've let standards slip this long, Multi. Come on, man, get your crew together.
There's nothing to
Clearly
do
they
with.
needed you back.
There's nothing to do with Johnny. What can you say?
That's true.
He's a free spirit, a rebel.
King. No, I'm the Condiment King. Well, I don't know who Johnny is.
So for losing life,
Who's this Johnny guy?
for losing life, asking how to use these, you have to go to the marketplace. You have to go to the redeem claim, and you'll see enter a code. You put the code there, and it'll give you some good stuff. It'll give you the Future Crusader style, 5 Proto Bank bots, and 5 radar enhancers. Continue.
And may I add one thing to everyone? If you've already gotten a code, please be generous and leave that code for somebody else to get, because I mean it's not fair if somebody gets 5-10 codes in a row. It's you know, it kind of sucks for the other people that don't get them.
Yeah, somebody's already said it in the comment section. I saw it earlier. It was like, thank you, I grabbed 6 of these. And I was like, really?
Oh, wow.
Why? Like, why do that? Like, that's, I get it, there's a lot of codes out here, but like, don't like hoard these. Like, you see some people, again, like I said, they genuinely are excited that they got the style. They got the feat for the first time. You're robbing it from other individuals who could benefit as well as those individuals. That's just my opinion.
Sadly, short of giving out the codes individually, there's nothing we can really do to stop that.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Question from Phantom Flame. What do the
That's
four
what I was
of you
gonna say.
of the new all? Well, go ahead and take it.
No, that's fine. You go for it.
Well, Malty did put you on question detail.
Of
I know,
course.
but you guys get in faster than me because I'm worried I'm going to talk over the top of people. So I wait a second
Yeah,
and then
do
you
your
guys
job.
say it and I'm like, oh,
Okay,
thanks a lot.
okay, we're not talking anymore. The floor is yours.
All right, what do the four of you of the new all-in absolute universe for Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman? Are there any you're excited for? I actually am not sure what all-in means.
It's a new, basically a new event that DC will have. They're going to keep their classic universe, but they're going to create also an old, new parallel universe with a new Batman, a new Superman, a new Wonder Woman, and it's a bit of a mess. It's a bit of a
They're
desperate
swapping
attempt.
the characters around. I'm gonna have the same opinion as Multi on this, I'm sure.
Well, they're keeping the old characters, but they're trying to come up with a new version of the characters because the thing is, in about 10 years, a bit less, the Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, these characters will go into public domain, and right now DC are trying to create a version that will not be public domain that they will own because they want to keep owning those characters in some form. And that's the solution they found is that let's create a new version of Superman and we will own that version of Superman so that in 10 years when it becomes public domain, yeah, the old Superman will be public domain, but that new Superman will be ours. The problem is that that new Superman sucks. There's no other
Yeah,
words.
I was gonna say I get it, but
There's no other words to say
they're
that.
destroying them.
So yeah, they're going to own those characters, but people don't care about those characters. Those characters don't look interesting at all. So it's not unlike when we see movie studios coming up with a movie just to keep the creator rights. Like basically that's pretty much why we got the last Fantastic Four movie. They released it just so that they could keep the rights. Didn't matter if the movie was garbage or not. And it's a bit similar. They're trying to create new versions of those characters that they will own, so that when they become public domain, they will still own those characters. And it's not unlike what they tried also with the New 52 was a little bit an attempt at that, whereas they kind of try to have their cake and eat it too by creating a new version of the characters that was still kind of like the classic version, but it didn't really work. This time they're trying something different, whereas they're creating literally a different version of those characters, hoping that once they no longer have the copyright for the public domain version, they'll have the copyright to those new characters. Is it going to work? Probably not, because yeah, it's nice that they're gonna have the copyright for those characters, but nobody cares about those characters. So they'll have the copyright of something no one cares about. But anyway, what say you guys?
I have no opinion on it.
Oh,
I personally don't like when they change characters that I already love. So, yeah, it bothers me
Yeah.
slightly.
Mm-hmm.
well,
Uh,
the one good thing we can say is that they at least they're keeping the old characters around. Like the classic Batman will still be there, the classic Superman will still be there, but you'll have those new versions of those characters around as well. So if you don't like those new characters, the old ones are still there. That's the one good thing I can say about that.
We've got Sector. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. If your characters were canon, what DC character would you want them to interact with? What DC character would you want to fight? And what character would you date? My character in game? Like this character? Is that what we're talking about?
I
Probably.
suppose so. Well, like your
Oh,
name
that's a fun
as to like
question.
what you would work with. I guess
I
I'll
will
go-
probably
I'll
interact with the Harley Joker storyline, I think.
go- Okay.
Sorry, you go next.
Well, I'll go in order here. Obviously, I'm Black Mass, so what character would I want to interact with? Probably with Batman in some sort of variation. Maybe if Multi was an actual character, it'd probably be him. What DC? Yeah. So it goes right there. What DC character would you like to fight with? Probably Multi. If not, again, Batman or something like that. And what character would you date? I don't know.
Me, myself, and I.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I'm a criminal crime boss. I mean, I have to take on the persona of the individual, so I don't know. Psyonus doesn't get around very much.
Yeah, I would say you're probably not going to date just one, if you're a criminal crime boss.
yeah.
You're going to
That's
rotate
right.
through like a
One-
harem,
One in each,
He wants the
one in each
penguin.
arm.
Yeah. He wants the Joker in the other arm and one and the penguin in the other.
Sweet.
And right in the middle, Bane.
I'm
Well,
so
by all
glad you're here,
means.
Johnny.
Well, by all means, Johnny, how would you answer that? Let me tell you the question again in case you forgot. What character? If your characters were canon, which DC character would you want to interact with? Which DC character would you fight with? And what character would you date?
All right. Well, I'm on Condiment King right now, so I'm gonna pretend I'm on Johnny. So, if I was on Johnny, I would say to interact with, I would say Lobo. I think that'd be pretty cool. To fight, I would say Darkseid would be pretty cool. And then what's the last one again?
Who would you date?
Date.
I guess. Who would you date? The Penguin?
No.
Clayface. He could be anything that you want you to be. There you go.
You know what?
You can
you know
mold
what? If you put it in
Clayface.
that perspective, put it in that way. I mean, no. I don't know. Who's hot? I don't know. Classic Harley Quinn.
Just so that people know, I know someone is complaining about the codes. If someone grabbed the code before you, there's nothing I can do about that. Sadly, it has to be a first come, first serve. And if the codes don't work for you, I'm very sorry for that. But it's again, whoever grabs the code first, they're the ones who are going to benefit from that. Sorry about that. Continue.
Well, I think we should throw it back to you, Malty. What would you?
Well, I would meet Superman because obviously he's the only one worthy of meeting the multiverse. The only adversary worthy to fight me would be Darkseid. And for romance, I don't read comics for romance. I'm sorry. Whenever I see them trying to put romance into comics, I always scratch my head because I don't read comics for the romance. I know a lot of guys. We suffer through the romance to get to the action, to the adventure, and it's one of the issues, not just with comics, with even with movies. Like I remember when I saw Spider-Man 2, it was the greatest superhero movie we ever had, but all my friends complained about the very same thing, the freaking romance in there, and because it was even worse with Spider-Man 2, because we thought that with Spider-Man 1 the romance bit was done. Like they did the romance bit in Spider-Man 1. By the end of the movie, you cannot be with MJ. So all my friends thought that okay, we'll move on from that crappy romance, and they'll stop bugging us with that. And sadly, Spider-Man 2 again was all about the romance, and the same for Spider-Man 3. So sadly, a lot of us fans have to suffer through those freaking romances in order to get the action adventure we want from those superhero stories. So when it comes to the romance, I'll never understand it. And even worse, like already I never cared about the romance between Superman and Lois Lane. And I care even less about the romance between Connor Kent and whatever his pink-haired boyfriend was. So when they try to turn superhero comics into romance comics, they lose me right there and then. But maybe it's just me.
No, I feel like that's a very safe answer for you. But fair enough. Let's move on. There's probably way more questions by now. We were talking about that one for way too long.
Okay. Most of the questions are still about the code.
Yeah, there's a lot about the code. It's just a matter of, if you're not able to get the codes, it's not because they don't work. It's just because somebody else has nabbed them before you.
Getting in faster.
Invite me.
Multi, how powerful would your character be if it was a main DC Universe character? Like, what kind of a tier would you rank yourself?
Too powerful. Like, let's say the tiers are from tier 1 to tier 10. There was this line in JLA Avengers where somehow Superman manages to dial the dial to 11. For the multiverse, it would be the dial 200, so it would be no fair. But seriously, I don't know. Honestly, at the end of the day, how powerful the characters are, it's always a matter of who's writing the story and what story are they trying to tell. And some stories they would make Superman uber powerful, and some other stories the same Superman would be uber weak for some reason. It depends what the story the writers are trying to tell, and that sadly that is what dictates how powerful the characters are.
I kind of see you as a Captain Universe like individual.
Could be, could be.
So, like, you'd be as powerful as what the universe gives out to you. You're the multiverse. Whatever the multiverse gives to you allows to be how strong you are.
Whenever I see your character, I think of him as like basically the Silver Surfer like powers.
Did you change something, Johnny? I can barely hear you now.
Yeah, he changed over to his other character.
That's why.
Gonna have to adjust his volume.
I did warn us.
Say it again, Johnny.
He's probably
Okay, that's fine.
looking at the code.
But yeah, as I was saying about your character, like when I look at your character as the multiverse, I just think of like some type of cosmic Silver Surfer type character. You know, minus the surfboard and more of like, I don't know, like laser beams.
Oh, so I'm not cool. I don't have a surfboard. I'm so sad now.
I would go a step above that. I'd say he'd be more like Captain Universe. You know, like there's been various versions of a Captain Universe, and they are insanely powerful individuals.
Maybe I should get skis like the Black Racer.
There you go. That'd be an idea.
Then you'd just be the average Canadian.
We've got Yusuf asking, Multiverse, do you know if the shaded material is going to come back? I know you've been asked this multiple times before.
It'll probably come back.
It's always going to come back.
It'll probably come back like it did before. Like they'll probably have at some point a booster bundle, and if you buy 20 booster bundle, you'll get the material. Either that, or if they bring back some booster bundle remakes, it might be in there somewhere. So that's the only way I can see it coming back. But yeah, it'll probably come back. But it's kind of hard to know for sure because again they could decide to bring it back. They could decide never to bring it back, and also the new devs could have new ideas on what to do with those materials. Who knows? Maybe someday they'll decide let's put it on the marketplace so that everyone can buy it. We don't know. We don't know what the new devs will really do at this point. We're still gonna have to wait until maybe the next DLC. Not this DLC coming up now, but probably by the next time we get a DLC in March. Then we'll probably know what the game plan for the new devs are, but maybe not. At this point, we're stuck. We have to wait and see what the devs decide to give us, and we cannot really expect them to do what was done in the past, because at this point we pretty much have a new crop of devs, and they seem to have their own ideas of what they want to do with DC Universe Online, and they don't seem to feel like they're obligated to continue what the older devs did. So at this point, we're pretty much like we've been stuck like that for the past 2 years. We have to wait and see what the devs decide to do and what they decide to give us, and also what they can give us. Because sadly, it's obvious that they're still trying to play catch up and try to learn how to work within DC Universe Online, how to use the tools, and like we can see it with Batman Day, we got one new asset. And with the new DLC, we are only going to get one new style, which may not seem like much, but it is still a downgrade from all the previous DLCs. So sadly, from DLC and DLC, we see slight downgrades here and there, and we get less and less as time goes by. So at this point, we don't know. We don't know what the devs are planning to do. We can't really look at the past to know what they're going to give us. So it's a whole new ball game when it comes to the devs. And it's kind of hard to try to anticipate what they're going to give us. So I'm sure they'll give us the material again at some point, but how and how much is it going to cost? Well, we don't know. Sorry for the long answer.
I need it too. I have it on my Switch. I originally got it not knowing what it was. And now that I'm playing on PlayStation, I don't have it. So it better rock around soon enough because I need it. I need everything. You know, I'm a hoarder of styles.
Everyone needs it.
That's right.
If there's two materials everybody needs, it's shaded comic and wet paint.
Oh yeah, at least the wet paint one is easy to get. You just wait for the event to come. Shaded comic, we don't know when it's coming ever, or how it's coming.
If you have those two materials, you can do anything with them, basically.
Yeah.
And then like there's other things that are like Void and Cosmic and Nebula. They're like good extras to have for creating like alternative styles and stuff, you know.
Nebula is one of my favorites, I've got to say. It looks so good.
Except on Malty's character, right?
Oh, yeah, obviously. I figured that went without saying.
Well, that's not Nebula. That's Cosmic.
Really? That's
Cosmic. Cosmic.
Oh,
Chroma.
yeah, I mixed him up. I actually mixed them up. He's right. That is Cosmic.
I thought
right.
the Cosmic Aura was blue. Alright, fair enough. Malty, why don't you have the
Aura
done yet?
Sorry, I didn't hear you. What you said, Nick.
Why don't you have your OP head done yet?
Because I've been a bit of a slacker. I didn't play all that much in August. So, and I didn't play I got tired of the new DLC pretty quick, so I only play it once in a while, and I have to admit I didn't play it in quite a while. So,
there's a promotion for your DC Universe. Woo! Take that!
So sadly, that's why I fell behind with the OPPs, and somehow I don't feel the need to go back and try to grind to upgrade it.
I must admit, with the new, current episode, sorry, not the newest episode, it's the episode where I have felt the least need to play it through. Like, I usually play through every single day, get as much done as I possibly can over and over and over. And this most recent episode, I got through it maybe 2 weeks in a row and was like, I'm done? I don't know. I can't put a finger on exactly what isn't enticing about it or what isn't drawing me back, but it's just not. I think it's too fast. I think Multiverse at one point said it takes 30 seconds to do the dailies. And I don't know if that specific number is correct, but I kind of agree in that it's just too quick. I'm moving through it too quick.
That's all right. We got a super chat from Jamal Days. Thank you, Jamal. Much appreciated. Your support is much appreciated. Sadly, you're not going to like the answer to the question. Does anyone have a spare nuclear elite head style? I'll pay $20. It doesn't matter how much you're willing to pay. It's not. It's just you cannot trade that style. You're going to have to farm the. I forget which mission these are. The missions with Rip Hunter. I forget the actual name, Mr. Nix.
Okay, so from that DLC, it was also Darkseid's War Factory, but for the headpiece, you need the Phantom Zone Elite version.
Really?
So you're going to have to play that one. That's the 4-man to be able to get what you're after.
So sadly, you cannot, even if you pay $20, no one can sell it to you. You're gonna have to farm the Phantom Zone Elite until you get lucky enough to get the headpiece. Or I assume it's random. It's random drop, right, Nix?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. There's no control to it.
Sorry, I hope I didn't break your heart too much. But thank you for your super chat. Always appreciate it. Continue.
Sorry, guys, my sound cut out for 5 seconds there. Not sure what the last thing that was said was, so I would continue if I knew what was happening.
Continue where you were at before I interrupted you.
I think we were just answering questions.
We were.
Yeah, so Yosef was talking about how he got scanned for his shaded material. I mean, that is something that does happen in DC. You got to be very careful with trades. The onus, unfortunately, is on you when it comes to what kind of trades you're getting into. For example, I have been scammed for trying to get a raid reset from somebody. It happens. It's just a matter of try to find somebody who's reliable, that you know that can vouch for the person to your benefit, and then maybe you can prevent these kind of things from happening. But you play that kind of a game where you're trying to trade for something, you really need to make sure that you're making a genuine deal with somebody, especially if it's a high price item. Like you said, you lost out on quite a bit of money.
260? That's
260, that's a lot of money. So you got to be very careful about that. If I was to be dipping into real money, which I never would in this game, even though I know I have friends who actually do when it comes to getting names and stuff like that. But you got to be careful. Yeah, that's just the absolute. So try to
It's
find
hard to
somebody
gauge who's trustworthy and who's not.
It is. It really is. So just be
Give me
careful.
all your money. I'm trustworthy.
No, he's not.
We all know Johnny's not trustworthy. He's a good gauge to go by.
It happens.
I will hold your money very, very graciously.
Forever and ever. and never give it back, and never give you what you
It's
ask.
gonna be
We
safe.
know, Johnny.
Nobody will ever get it. Trust me.
I don't think I've ever written
Sorry.
TOS for this game. Ever. The terms of service? I don't think I ever have.
I read them the first time I started to play on Switch, but since then I haven't, and there's been changes, so I don't know what the changes are at all.
Yeah. Exactly.
Dirklip says they play on Xbox and they've never seen this many players together at once. I also play on Xbox, mainly on Xbox at the moment, and I never see this many players together either. In fact, we're lucky. Like, can you see how many phases there are in here? It's insane. 1 or 2 phases at the most would be on Xbox.
Sounds like
There's
an Xbox
like
problem.
It is. There's 12 phases here. But I can relate. I understand the pain, and trying to get stuff done on Xbox is kind of a pain in the butt,
And you
because
know
trying to
what?
find players to do stuff is just impossible.
You want to know something funny here? Okay, is that I'm not even joking when I say this. During a really, really, really big DLC or like an anniversary event, you go to the House of Legends and you'll see like 30 phases. No problem.
Yeah. It's ridiculous on here. And specifically on the US server, because I play on EU as well. This is the fullest server anywhere.
It's great.
It's the kind of thing,
Which is
though,
why
when
my
it comes
character
to
is so poorly leveled.
It's the kind of thing when it comes to a brand new DLC, you go on there within that first few days, you really do notice the sheer amount of players who do play this game. Like, if you ever have people that tell you this game is dead, tell them come onto the game on a day 1 or 2 of a DLC if they're able to, and watch the phases of the new DLC. It's insane. They're all full. And trying to hop from phase to phase so you can get your extra boss fight in or whatever you're trying to do, it's like next to impossible.
That sounds like a good problem to have, though.
Oh,
Compared to one server opened and not being able to complete anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But to know that there's that many variations of the game, like there are the Switch console individuals, there's the EU servers, there's the other consoles that we talked about. Like, that shows you the sheer depth of what this game has. It's just, this server, it has the most. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
You know what I think they should do though, and I know they'll never do this. All right, so we had the PC and PlayStation together, obviously, but I wish they would do the Switch and Xbox and from the EU and US to be all together, so that way they have big ass servers too. It'd be nice.
It would be nice.
But
I doubt it's going to happen.
So Jamal, you're asking, how do you get into this phase? Go onto your map and have a look under phase. We are in phase 1. There's only 37 out of 50 people here, so if you're in the US PC server, you can get in. Plenty of room.
And I mean, think about it this way, right? If you're always logging into a server that's dead as hell, like, you're really not going to be encouraged to play the game, right? Especially on Xbox, especially on Switch. Whereas if they had more players, then there'd be more incentive to get on, and it'd be more fun, there'd be more people to interact with, it'd be easier to get into things, right? The economy would be easier to get things with, that you want, So,
well, I mean, ever since I started, the lag
it would overall benefit everything.
Yeah.
I get them not joining PlayStation and PC because of like the whole agreements and all that stuff. But to have the Xbox and Nintendo, I feel like they can do something about it.
I think there's an issue though that if you tried to merge those two, because at the moment the Switch server is way more laggy than the Xbox server. Even with only one person in an open world, bosses don't render. You're doing everything blank. It sucks so much. And I worry that there's potential for there to be decline. Oh, because the device itself isn't actually built to be able to handle the game, the Switch.
I know.
So they're supposed to be making a new Switch, and they're still not even improving the tech. It's really pissing me off. But that's the thing, though. If they are going to merge those servers and then try to get Switch onto a busier server, and it's already lagging like hell, it's just going to make it worse, and there'll be less people playing the Switch, I think. I don't think it would help the situation unless Nintendo improves their gaming system so that it can handle it, or they somehow try to fix the lag through DC, I don't know what they could possibly do. I don't think they can do anything, to be honest. It needs to be a better, stronger console.
See, here's the thing. I like the idea of the Switch. I like some of the games on the Switch, but there are certain games that shouldn't be on the Switch.
Oh, I agree, but it's on there.
And here's the thing, right? The two games that I don't think that should be on there, in my opinion, all right, is Batman Arkham. I don't think it should be on there, and DC Universe. I love DC Universe. I love Batman Arkham, but those are games I do not think should be functioning on the Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
Hey, I just wanted to give a shout out to Turbocharge. Welcome to Sidekick.
Oh no, you killed the game.
I killed the game?
I don't know. I don't hear anything.
Sometimes I talk and all of you shut up right after. It's because I'm not funny. I understand. Everything I say just doesn't land, and then you guys are all like, we'll just be quiet, let everyone contemplate what she just said, and then she'll never have to come back again.
Multi, how many more codes do you have left? Just curious.
Depends.
Oh boy, really?
I have a lot more, so it depends when I decide to stop at the end. At this
okay.
point.
All right.
Stop.
We are over an hour at this point. It's up to you.
Oh, we could go on for a bit more.
Okay.
Derek says they're spending tons of money and time and resources making the Series SX version of the game for what? Seems like a waste. I gotta kind of agree with that, I've got to say.
Here's an idea too, Multi. Save like maybe 10 codes for people that haven't got a chance to actually watch the stream, and post them at different hours in the comment section.
Like he's saying like once the video posts, you could like once you have that done and it's posted up on YouTube, then make a comment and then just throw like 10 codes in there.
I think someone
not all at once though, like once every hour until you run out of codes.
Oh.
Nah, we're not.
And then people get them.
We're not going to.
That's a lot of work.
We'll do. It'll be much simpler. We'll make another stream Tuesday. What works better for you guys? 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Or should I go back to 5 p.m. Like most of the time?
3 a.m.
Well, technically we already are in Australia.
I'm so sorry, my sound cut out for a second again, guys.
That's alright.
I don't think this game likes me very much.
I wouldn't be able to make it, regardless as to whatever time you have, unfortunately.
So, Johnny, any preference? 5, 6, 7?
3 a.m.
3 a.m.
Okay.
There you go.
So, Shadow Lady, what time?
If I'm coming back for something, I'm assuming that's what this conversation is about. I'm happy whatever time you just tell me, I'll work around it like I did for today.
So it's decided 7. Okay, we'll do it Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Okay, sure. You sure you want me to keep coming back? I know how much of a pain in the ass my voice is, so...
Wow.
Yeah, but your character
I gotta burn myself before you guys do it.
Your character looks sexy, so it'll give us... it'll give us
fair.
something.
She does.
Yeah, so it'll give us representation for the ladies.
That's all I'm good for. Female representation.
Of course. Isn't that how it works these days?
See, I burned myself and he still went at me. I'm so heartbroken.
So let's take a question from the comment section here while we change that subject.
Turbocharge does have Turbocharge does have a question. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Everyone, what 5 DC comic characters would like to join League with?
Do they have to all be heroes or all be villains, or can we just pick?
Well, he said characters, so your
characters.
choice.
Okay.
Wait, what was the question?
5 characters who you would want to join your league.
And join our league?
Yeah, like let's say let's say for example we were all in a league together, and we could invite 5 DC characters. Who would you take?
Okay.
I don't think you guys are gonna like my choices, so if we're in a league together, you guys can pick.
I thought you were going to say.
Let's all pick one.
I thought you were going to say we can't be in your league.
I mean, I don't know that I'm gonna have a league. Is anyone gonna follow me? I feel like I'm a little bit of a sidekick. You know, maybe the comic relief.
That is a quality to have in an alliance. Different personalities, though. Like our
Thank
alliance, we have different roles for certain individuals. There are some people who, when they are log on, it's time to take things seriously. Like, okay, it looks like this person logged on. We're gonna start doing raids because as soon as he gets on, it's time for raids. It's just the way it is. Some people, yeah, they'd like to joke
I'm not
around.
saying I don't take things seriously. I just also make jokes while I'm taking other things seriously.
Okay, yeah, so that means that you're just both of those kind of roles, and there's nothing wrong with that.
That's
Anyway,
perfect.
let's pick a DC character. Who would I want within my alliance? I don't know, maybe someone like
Conor McKing.
Two-Face or something like that. No, not Conor. Okay, well that's your choice. All right, there you go. That's Johnny's choice. I would say someone like Two-Face or something like that. I don't know.
Can I pick Trigon? Or is that an inappropriate choice?
By all means, go ahead. Trigon's in.
Trigon.
Now. All right, Multi. Who we?
Conor McKing's beating Trigon.
Oh, I'd pick Batman or Superman.
All right, so
that was
I
a
just
little
want you
typical.
guys-
I know.
I want you guys to know who we just picked. Number 1, we have Batman and Superman. Number 2, we have Trigon. Number 3 is Condiment King, and 4 is Two-Face. So that just shows
This
you
is
the
horrible.
diversity of this group.
Yep. That
Yeah,
is going to
and
be a
I
weird
also
league.
I also picked Bat Cow as well. Bat Cow is pretty cool.
You read Batman Inc. one time too many.
Tickle. That's who we can invite. Let's invite Tickle to the
Ah,
audience.
that would be lovely. Yep. Okay, yep. I sound like a girl. But
Oh,
come on, Tickle's cute.
You are a girl.
That's true. Trying to not sound like a girl is probably going to be impossible, so we'll just leave it there.
It's just an AI voice. Come on, don't take her seriously. That's not clearly
You've
not.
seen
a
my
voice.
face, Nix!
Yeah.
AI.
Ugh, it's an AI face as well.
It's all.
I mean, it
for
could
the
be
clicks.
right.
It's
In
all
today's
for the
world,
clicks.
I could be a man. Who would know? No one would know.
Exactly.
You would know.
Yep. I'd be the only one. I'm not going to tell you guys if I am, you know?
Yeah, there you go. That's hilarious. I'm not
Okay,
gonna
so
lie,
yeah,
that's a
I would
crazy
pick-
league. At least half
I
of the
would pick
members
Conor
will have
McKing.
back problems.
Yeah, Conor McKing, Bat Cow, and then as my serious character, Constantine.
Oh, Constantine. I feel like I would get along alright with him because of the jokes.
Speaking of Trigon, we have a pretty
What is-
cool version here.
I have been looking at the chat and not looking at the peoples. Oh, great. Okay, sound cut out again, so that's fun. You look so good. We can be friends.
Usually, the phase is not full. It's only like 37 out of 50 people, so plenty of room. If you're able to on the US PC server, come on over. And annoy multi.
Oh yeah, it's always fun annoying multi.
That's what I do.
Look how good Trigon looks. Your character looks great. Oh, true. The problem with Constantine is he'd always be smoking. Mystical Fate. I agree with you. That would be not cool
That's
for
okay.
me.
I love it.
You can smoke over with Johnny, and I'll stay over here and try to listen to the jokes from over here with Trigon.
I'll light a cigar.
Well, in
I
the-
have no idea. We're in phase 1, for anyone asking in the chat. We are in phase 1.
We are at the Hall of Legends with the Holy Trinity, and in phase 1. I already said that.
The Holy Trinity.
The Holy Trinity of DC.
They can't seem to make. I think you're already aware. I tend to buy mugs and stuff that's merch for DC, and they don't seem to keep a very consistent top 5 of the Justice League. I'm always getting like the Flash or Green Lantern swapping around, and occasionally there's no Wonder Woman, which sucks for me because usually I like to have a female mug because, you know, as far as everyone knows, that's what I am. So I don't know.
Alright, I got a question for everyone. Alright, if you could get a second part to any DLC that's currently existing in this game right now that we don't have, what second part would you like to see?
Earth 3.
Oh, yes, please. Then my Woman of Super would have some content that's relevant to her. Yes, I agree.
And what would you like to see in it though?
Oh, I think, see, but I'm going to be a little biased because I want the female character to do something because it's relevant to me. So I would want the storyline to probably surround stuff that Superwoman is doing. Kind of like the idea of her kind of manipulating a whole bunch of people into doing her will and then backstabbing everybody.
Nyx?
For me, I guess I would say the Metalverse. I know that people were sick of Batman Who Laughs, but hey, did you know that there's actually thousands upon hundreds of millions of other characters that were actually involved in that storyline? Yeah, let's go revisit that a little bit more. Like, let's meet up with a Punisher Batman. That would be dope.
I know, but you know, I think if we were to revisit that, it'd be better to do it a little bit in like a couple years from now, not like right now. I think people are just starting to get over it right now. I think it'd be a little bit too early though. But for me, I would probably say another part to what's it called, one of the Green Lantern ones, like a second part or third part to one of the Lantern episodes. Either of them, to be honest.
Blackest Night?
Either one,
Blackest Night?
Any of them.
Right. I see what you're saying.
We need something with lanterns.
Of course. Yeah, you're right. All right, Malty, over to you.
Yeah, it would be the Earth 3 DLC with. I would be tempted to go back to the classic, the old version of the Crime Syndicate, or more than one version of the Crime Syndicate. Basically, they gave us a new 52 version of that with the DLC, but I would try to explore other versions of the Earth 3 with that DLC.
Yeah, that was a big world too, eh? And we were only given so few individuals that we never even saw the Green Lantern.
There's a lot of things we did see, so there's quite a lot they could add. The issue, sadly, is that with each DLC, they can barely add a handful of new NPCs at best. So that's part of the problem is how much they can actually produce versus what would make a good DLC. There's Supercharger that asking a critical questions. What DC villain or hero would you like to see in live action they haven't made? I'll let you guys answer.
Conor McKing.
Didn't they do
I
it?
don't even know any that they haven't made.
Not in live action yet.
What would you say to the question?
Who would I want to be in the live movie? Have they done a Brainiac? Like an actual attempt at Brainiac?
Yeah, there was
Yes,
the
in
Krypton TV
Supergirl.
show, and in Supergirl.
That's a TV show. I want. He said movie.
In the
movie?
movies, I'm trying to remember if the computer in Man of Steel was
You just
Brainiac.
said seen in live action, so I guess it doesn't have to be a
Oh,
movie.
okay. All right, there you go.
Yeah.
I thought it said movie. All right.
All the ones I would choose, I
Yeah.
think, are
For me,
already
it'd
in
be
live
Conor
action.
McKing. I just want to see Conor McKing come into live action. I think it'd be a great gag character.
All right. Well, moving on from that, I'm thinking something like a Green Lantern. Like they barely got a chance to touch upon that universe. So seeing like an Atrocitus or a Necron or Larfleeze or something like that, I think that would be pretty cool.
Well, there is a TV show
So,
coming
like,
up with
right.
the Lanterns,
Yeah, it won't touch any of those characters because it's a TV show.
probably. And also, from what I understand, it's going to be a buddy cop comedy.
Oh. It seems like a lot of things that come out are kind of rehashes of other storylines, and I'm a little concerned if it's going to be buddy cop comedy, it's going to be a little bit predictable.
Maybe.
I mean, think about it this way, though, right? If it's going to be a TV show, right, that revolves around using a lot of CGI, which you will when it comes up to, you know, aura effects and like ring powers and everything, you're going to be on a very, very low budget. On a very high budget, sorry. And TV shows are always on a low budget in the first place.
Usually.
So, with that in mind, like, I don't know. I feel like the show might not be as good as what people are hoping. I don't know. I think they would do better off with more grounded characters like Green Arrow and Batman and whatnot, because that requires a lot less CGI. Oh.
Problem is, we just had the Arrowverse not that long ago, so like where else would you take it from there? And you can't really use like a Batman-esque individual. What's been done has been done, honestly.
I know, but there's lots of other characters they can do though. Like I don't know, maybe they could do the Watchmen or something, which I think they are.
They're doing an
So
animated version.
yeah, but they can do a live action, I think.
Uh, they did. They kind of sort of did with the movie, and then with the TV show that was like a prequel or a sequel.
A Deathstroke movie from Scrolls is saying that. That would be kind of interesting.
Yeah. I mean, or you know what? Okay, this is something I think would be pretty cool too. Is so we all know obviously these different variations of the Joker, right? But what about so you know how we had Gotham, the TV show? It was basically the origin story of Bruce Wayne and whatnot, and like the criminal, what's called the criminal lords and everything as well in Gotham City. What about something that's like hyper focused on the Joker in his early days, and then by the end of the first season, he becomes the Joker and starts ruling Gotham, and by the time the show ends, he finally meets Batman. I
I
think
can't
that'd be pretty
contribute.
cool.
I haven't
And
seen any of this.
The
And
thing
like think
is,
about
though,
it. Like think about it. You can do Two-Face in there before he becomes Two-Face. It'd be an origin story for Two-Face. It'd be origin story for Penguin. It'd be basically a second Gotham, but more grittier.
They're
Yeah,
they're,
so
they're only doing
it's
the Joker movies. They're not going to make a
yeah,
TV show. They're going sadly
yeah.
Joker, Batman. These are franchises that they're trying to save for movies. That's why when we got Batman TV shows, it was Batman TV shows without Batman. And even Gotham, we had Joker without having Joker because they were not really allowed to use the Joker. So they could have a guy that kind of sort of looked like the Joker, but they could not name him the Joker. And there's a few other restrictions they had when they had the quote unquote the Joker in Gotham. But sadly, the exec at Warner Brothers they want to save Batman and Joker and select characters like that for the movies only.
Right. If you use a storyline, let's say for a Batman character, and it somewhat relates to a storyline then from the comics, then the movies are then cheated from being able to show that representation in their own way because it's already been done. Um, at least just that's just how storylines are made when it comes to comic series and TV series and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like the Joker one, like you can't really do anything with that because they already have their versions already kind of going right now. They can't really touch too much more on that. But I mean, yeah, and again, when it came to Gotham, that was their attempt at trying to show these various characters in their starting position. But I mean, yeah, I would like a darker, grittier version of it. But now it seems that they're focused. I mean, who knows if they're going to continue the series? Gotham Crusader, that new one, the animated one, right?
They're
Maybe
supposed to make a second
might get,
season, but that's all.
yeah, it
That's
might get
all
a second season with the Joker, right? Like it
Uh,
seems
we
like they have a direction.
we don't know if the Joker will be involved yet because
I
they seem
mean, if they
they
had him in the last episode there,
well well they're trying to pretty much undo the whole Joker Harley Quinn thing. And they're trying to separate Harley Quinn from the Joker and make her own. And in Cape Crusader, they literally made her another character. So I'm not sure if they would introduce even consider using a Joker type character.
I'm upset that they've separated Harley from the Joker.
it was an abusive relationship in people's eyes.
Yeah,
I know, but it was an entertaining thing for me to watch, and it was destroyed, and now it's gone, and it's kind of changed Harley's personality, and I kind of don't like it anymore. It's not entertaining for me to watch anymore.
sadly you're not alone.
We just learned that Shattered likes to see abusive relationships. We're learning about people today. We are learning about people.
It's not a secret, guys.
Yeah, Phantom. I don't know if he's seen it.
And also, assuming they would use the Joker for Cape Crusader, seeing how they kind of changed a lot of the characters, I'm not sure it would be the Joker we would like to see.
Fair.
It looked like it was a version of Joker before he really nailed the laughing gas. So it seems like a very dark, a very different tone to him. He's not so much about the laugh. He's more about the brutal violence behind it.
For me, I watched 2 episodes of Cape Crusader and I couldn't watch anymore. I was really disappointed with it.
Which ones did you watch? Because there was some bangers.
I watched the first 2 episodes.
You didn't like the Clayface? That's arguably one of the best episodes of that series. What didn't you like?
I don't like the. I don't. I see. Here's the thing, right? If the show doesn't catch my attention within the first 2 episodes, I'm not gonna watch it. Simple as that.
Does the animation work for you?
The animation's great, but I don't like what they did with a lot of the characters at all. I don't like it.
I mean, this is just me personally. So there's some times that I don't care about storylines. If I like just the style of the animation as to what I'm seeing on the screen, I'll continue watching it. Doesn't mean I'm going to like it. It's like the new Superman series, right? The Adventures of Superman. I think it's the absolute most woke piece of garbage I've ever seen, but I like the animation. So I'll keep watching.
Turbocharger would like to see a new Killer Croc origin, a live action Killer Croc origin. Well, technically, we never saw it. Like we did get Killer Croc in the Suicide Squad, but I don't even recall. Did they even mention the origin in there, or?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
So they could do that, I guess. Seeing how they didn't do it.
He was kind of cute. I just wanted to pat him.
Well, it's the kind of
Yes, I
character.
realized how I sound.
It's the kind of freaky character I would expect James Gunn to want to use. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see something with that character at some point, or if he becomes part of that creature commando thingy they have in the works.
That could be interesting. Yeah, that would be nice. And I would want not the traditional version of Killer Croc, like the ones that we were seeing in like the original Batman animated series. I want to see the one like from Arkham, because that version of Killer Croc looks so cool. The alligator like.
Well, I love the Arkham one too, though, is that like he evolved with his disease and got creepier and creepier as time went on.
Yeah.
Like I love that.
Right, and he got huge. He became a massive creature.
The last DLC of him in Arkham Knight, yeah, he was like enormous. Like I loved it. I don't know if you remember one of the first missions you ever go against him, where you're like in the sewer and he's like coming after you and everything. Like that's terrifying to play when you're younger.
Yeah, in Arkham Asylum. Yeah, that was a definitely big highlight.
That was terrifying.
I remember doing that with like it shows you the heartbeat of the character, but I felt like it showed me mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like a nice Killer Croc could be interesting. It depends on what direction they go in. There's a great storyline behind Killer Croc, so they could definitely make a lot of things work. I guess it just depends on the version as to where they could go with it. Could they make a whole movie out of it? I don't know.
Maybe not a whole movie, but maybe like an episode of some type of, or like a segment of a movie, maybe, but maybe not a whole movie for him though.
Yeah.
I don't know. They seem to be pretty good at elongating a storyline to the point of nauseam if they want to. Hopefully they don't do that with him, though. I like him.
Personally, I would love to see a project with basically all the crime lords, like Nyx, Two-Face, what's it called, and Penguin, all in like either a TV show or a movie. I would love to just see like straight up like just gang wars in Gotham. I'd love that.
Multiverse, you're getting your ass kicked with balls.
I can notice.
I just realized how that sounded.
I'll hide behind Killer Moth. So we have 15 codes left there for you guys. So get ready. They're coming soon.
Grab those
I've
codes
got George
for the
saying
future
thank you to Multiverse. Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Well, go ahead.
I've got George saying thank you to Multiverse. He just put in the code and it worked. And he said thank you for your videos and everything you do for this community.
Aww.
Which I agree with. Thank you, Multi.
Just another reminder, everyone: try to be kind and caring and sharing, and to share with other people. Because I mean, like, you know, if you've already redeemed 3, 4, or 5 codes, you gotta think there's other people that want those codes too. So try to be respectful and and allow other people to get some of these codes as well.
No way. I'm going to have a talk with Malty afterwards, and I'm going to have all the rest of the codes. He's going to give me all of them.
As if you need them.
Hey, what I
mean, I
could
don't
do
mind
with
those bank bots, but
those bank bots, I kid you
Oh,
not,
fair.
I could definitely benefit from that. How many
that's
times
the
in a
only thing
raid,
I really need.
when it comes to doing elite content, I can't tell you the amount of times that we have to send people back to their bases because they have some crap left in their bank that they have to go get.
Fair
Honestly,
enough.
those bank bots are awesome. I love bank bots.
Yeah, bank bots are pretty cool. Thankfully, we
I
don't have
don't
to
think
use
I've
the
ever
care
been in a situation where I needed them that badly.
I like bank bots.
It's a once in a while thing.
Mm.
It's something that, like a bank bot's something I would use like once every month, but I like it, you know.
Yeah. At least they're handy to have for that one little once in a while time that it comes out for me. They'd be handy as true. But I certainly don't need 6 or 7 of the codes like some people.
Oh yeah, no, I don't understand why people like. To me, it's just like, okay, why?
Yeah.
Malty, that new head style that's in the Batman Day, to bring everything back to perspective, can you use replay badges to get it for your alternate characters?
Nope.
How much is it?
Yeah, you have to get it for each and every one characters.
They're doing that with a lot of things recently. I don't like it.
I don't like that either.
I particularly didn't like it with the mutant skin. That cost a lot to be able to get that. I understand that I got a lot of other things when I got that, but man, I collected it on the wrong character, assuming I could unlock it elsewhere, which I agreed, my bad. But come on!
Nah, sadly, they're doing that. I assume to encourage people to purchase more than just one pack. Well, what can you do?
Oh yeah.
So this is going to be our last code today, guys. So get prepared. It's coming in right now. So there you go, guys. This is our last code for today. But if you don't have a code for whatever reasons, don't worry. Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll give out some more codes.
Nice.
Was that Tuesday 7? I want to make sure I wrote it down correctly.
7 p.m.
It's Tuesday, I'm tired.
7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For you, it's probably
Okay, beautiful. 5 a.m.
5. Okay.
No, 7.
Yeah.
9 a.m. 9 a.m.
No, that's not bad. I am. That's not bad.
Yeah,
That's
that'll be
about
my
all.
Wednesday, I think. Wednesday morning. Phantom Flame said, I am okay with Harley being separate in this specific universe, but only because it is an evolution of her villainous side of her story taken more seriously. I don't mind that they've, especially if they're keeping something to a universe, you know, they're particularly doing it with this particular Harley. I don't enjoy watching it. I found the psychology of the way she reacted to particular situations and her motivation fascinating. And now it's not fascinating, it's predictable. So, I don't know. I don't like it because I don't enjoy watching it anymore. But I understand that, you know, they make different changes in characters in order to progress their storyline and have them a character arc that makes sense for them. But I lost the enjoyment from it, which makes me a little sad.
Yeah, my favorite version of Harley was always from the animated series and from the Arkham series, which is basically the same thing, but just with different costumes. You know, I've always loved that type of character that she was.
Yeah, it's just interesting. And a lot of things are predictable these days, so...
That's an interesting question, Eobard. He's asking about the next game that's coming on, the VR version of the Batman Arkham universe, the Batman Arkham Shadow.
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool, and a lot of people are saying it's revolutionary. Like it brings so much more to the Batman verse because you get to actually, you actually feel like you're Batman. You know, like you yourself, you are doing the punches.
It's not the first VR game though in the Arkham universe. There's already been one before. If you didn't know.
But it was far less interactive in comparison as this one will be. Like you will actually get to punch people. Like you will actually get to fight, and you will actually get to walk around in an open world.
I can
and
just
that kind of
picture
stuff.
someone in the living room punching out somebody.
And that would be a huge problem, right? Like you'd have to be like, if you're gonna be on there and you had other people at your home abode, you'd have to tell them and say, hey, come walking in here, like, unless you want to see me just randomly punch the air, is that I have a headset on, I can't see you. But yeah, no, it was fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not a particular huge fan of the Rat King version of what they're going with, but hey, who knows? I'm looking forward to seeing it.
I don't mind it, actually.
Well, there's plenty of video on YouTubes of people punching their TV, so who knows?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do VR because I'd be afraid I'm going to break something or hurt someone or just fall over. So
you would need to be in a padded room before you would be able to venture into something like that.
The space I play in is really cramped too. Like, there's no space. I wouldn't be able to do it.
The problem with VR, it seems to be a bit limited. There's not a lot of content made for that, and it's expensive. It's pretty much the price of a new console by itself. So,
Yeah.
I wonder how much the game is to buy on VR.
Well, first and foremost, you'd have to get obviously the VR itself, and it's probably going to be your standard price for a game.
I think $100.
Probably $100 plus whatever the VR set is. So it's a lot to ask for. It's why I can't do so many of these Arkham games, because it's like you have to buy the latest console, and if you're doing it for just one game, is it really worth it? In my eyes, my answer is no.
I mean, I just do PC for that type of stuff.
I mean, if it's possible, for sure.
Like, here's the thing about Arkham games too, alright? Modding on them, so fun. Okay? Arkham Knight, I have so many mods downloaded on there, and it makes it so much more fun.
Yep.
Like, I have the entire, okay, this is what I did, alright? I have Arkham Knight, and I have downloaded so much stuff in there that it feels like you're in the Burton-verse. It's pretty great.
For people that are asking about the future Crusader set, if you don't get it with the code, you can still get it from our friend Booster Gold. Let's go see Booster Gold, because why not? You could also try your luck at the broker if you're lucky. But
Try and see if someone has original time capsules.
yeah, you could try to do that. But the easiest way would be just go see your friend Booster Gold, and you can get the style from here if you want to. It's not that expensive in terms of quarks compared to everything else, but you will have, if you want the whole set, you will have to farm for quarks at least a little bit.
It's not too bad though, honestly. Like, if you were only missing one piece, it's very easy to get. And honestly, for as long as what it's been on the game for, it shouldn't be that hard to be able to get.
And they even have.
I don't think it was even expensive at the Quarks vendor.
Yeah.
And they even have something that's been highly, highly requested: the Superboy jacket. If we can get there.
Is that new? I don't remember that.
I'm 4 collections away from completing it. I already have the big one. I actually need the small one.
No, I'm missing the. I was missing the last collection for the one.
I know you do. You could have had it from me. I would have given it to you.
Nah.
So you could have made a video on it.
Next time.
It's like 500 million right now. Good luck.
Nah, it's okay. I don't need it no more. Oh, I went too far.
Why not?
Long gone that video would be.
Turbocharge has a tricky question for us. What DC character would you like to get a game that they haven't made yet? Pick 3.
Lobo. Lobo would be a freaking awesome
You're not going to
game.
sell Lobo. You're not going to sell Lobo. It has to be a...
He's trying, though.
I know.
Stick it to his guns.
These are the games that I want. This is the game that I want. All right, not a game that you want. The game that I want. All right. I want a Lobo game. All right. I want a brand new Arkham game that's based in the Burtonverse. All right. And then I would say, that's a tough one. Honestly, I probably would do, say, the Suicide Squad if it was more grounded and not like this crap that we got. If it was actually like a grounded Suicide Squad game, then I'd say yes.
I'm going to say my answer before Multi, because I think we were going to look at the same thing, so I'm going to say it first before him. I would definitely want a Superman game, a Wonder Woman game, and I want a Batman Beyond game. There, done.
Well, Wonder Woman, there is a game coming up, so you might get lucky there. But yeah, a Superman game is well overdue. Sadly, there seems to
All
be
the
some people at DC who really don't want to have a Superman game out there. I don't know if it's because of they have to pay royalty basically to the families of the creators of Superman. So I don't know if that's why they're trying not to use it in multimedia because they don't want to pay the families. That's the only reason I can really think of why they would do that. Because otherwise, why not have a Superman game? But they seem to be pretty much against not just Superman game, but even in DCUO, we're very lucky whenever we get anything related to Superman, and sadly that's probably a part of the reason why. But a Superman game would be way overdue. Sadly, I don't think it's ever going to happen unless there's a huge change at Warner Brothers or something, or at DC. Maybe it's DC themselves. Um, a question game. I would love to have a question game, like a sort of mystery. Something like almost like the movie Seven, where there's this huge, disgusting mystery that you have to try to solve with your question character. That could be maybe a fun, creepy game. And a flash game, obviously. And that's another thing that would be way overdue at
Yep.
this point. We've seen games that kind of sort of mimic super speed. DCUO has its own way. In Grand Theft Auto, I've seen people recreate a flash type character. So we do have the tools right now to be able to get a pretty cool flash game, but we didn't get it just yet. So these are would be the three I would have in mind. And what about you, Shadow Lady?
Yeah, Flash would be my
Oh, no one's
fourth
going to
if
agree
I
with
had
me.
fourth.
Too late.
So I really love Raven, and I love the story of Raven and Trigon. So I would probably pick a story that follows Raven's storyline and has her dealing with what's going on with her dad, I guess. And
I
probably
think
if I
that'd
had
be
to
pretty
pick a
cool.
third character, it would be Beast Boy, because like of the relationship they kind of have, I guess. But yeah, mainly I would love to play the Raven storyline. I love that character. It's the main character I liked that brought me kind of across to DC, and then Martian Manhunter was the next one that I really liked. So
That'd be interesting.
I'm glad someone thought that would be cool, even if he just said it to be nice.
Supercharger
All
just
right.
mentions a Teen Titans game. Yeah, it would be nice to get a Teen
Josh
Titans game.
said, "I would like to see a Teen Titans game."
There was a
Yes,
there was a
thank
Young
you.
Justice game.
I'm on board with that. I know it's
There was a Young Justice game a couple of years ago. Sadly, it wasn't too great a game. And also by the time they got the game out, the show was already canceled. Although they did bring back the show later on, but it was a bit of a mess. Basically, they canceled the show because there was not any merchandising selling out there. But the game was released after the show was canceled, so it was
Here's
not
one I
good.
got. Injustice, okay, 3, but instead of being based on like the regime and everything, now it's they all got to come back together to team up again, and this time they're going against the Metalverse. So they're evil counterparts, basically.
dun dun dun.
Yeah. So you have like a really dark versions of the characters fighting other dark versions of the characters, but some of them have to bring back their morals to be able to beat them. You know. And the ones that don't have that don't have morals need to have morals, and the people that have morals need to get rid of their morals. You know what I mean? It's like the characters need to go through this whole psychological change to be able to beat these villains. You know?
well, that would be really interesting.
Yeah.
And here we can see a Batman Beyond with the uber long ears, the Batman call with the super long ears. So you can see it can be done, and the result is pretty cool.
All right, suits him. Looks good.
So I guess we're pretty much done for today, guys. So just a reminder, if you were not able to get a code today, sorry about that, but we will be giving out more codes on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll have about 200 codes to give out, and then we may give out some more codes maybe next Thursday. I'll try to either next Thursday or maybe we'll save. Nah, at Live at 5 we'll try to play some missions. So yeah, so we'll give some codes. Probably 200 codes next Tuesday, another 200 codes maybe next Thursday, and I assume that'll be it for the codes I have. But maybe the devs will be generous and give some more codes. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see.
They love you.
What did you get? Like 5,000 codes?
Almost.
I think the question is, what did he have to do to get those? You know?
You don't want to. You don't want to know.
No, I don't. I regret the question. I withdraw it.
So any last thing you want to guys address before we call it a day?
It was nice.
We would like to comment on everybody.
Okay, let's go one at a time.
Fun.
Let's go one at a time. Shadow Lady, any last word?
Thank you for being here with us, and it was really fun, and thank you for inviting me.
Do you want to plug in your channel?
Oh, sure. Everywhere that exists, I am at that girl from AU. With the exception of Twitter, I am at that girl from AU _.
Okay.
And I play DC content.
Mr. Flashpoint?
Just leave a comment and like the video, everybody. Much appreciated.
And Mr. Nix?
It's good to be able to talk to you guys again. Take care, guys.
So guys, thank you for coming to chat with us. Thank you for watching the stream. You guys are awesome. So again, the next stream will be Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be giving out about 200 codes on Tuesday. See you guys then. Bye-bye, guys.
Take care.